Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 144 of Persona 4. Well, we're getting close to the exams, so we might as well just go on ahead and, well, do a model. By the way, Teddy actually calls you to want to see a movie. And he does this at the beginning of February. Here's the thing. You have until the 5th to watch a movie with Teddy. I guess. But, for the time being, we're going to go on ahead and build this scooter. And the model's not yet complete. Unfortunately, we're having more dreams of Marie's Social Link. Oh, thank God this is not in Persona 4. We would have already been over to Izanami by now. If not, probably went over to Margaret and probably lost a few times and fought her. But nope. They had to give us, well, they did give us a good chance to get back all your social links you failed to get at the exact same time. It gives you one of the worst dungeons in the game before getting to Yomatsu Hirosaka, or at least going to the part where you have to unlock it first. That means one thing. That phone call means we're getting closer and closer to the end of the game. Well, it is Friday, so that means we can at least hang out with Rise, and thank God we should. I recommend anybody playing this game around this time, make sure that Rise is not only at rank 10, but make sure that Rise actually gets her persona at level 11. If anybody else, Rise would be that first one. The only reason why I didn't do Rise too much, because I was focused on Marie and Adachi. And also, I didn't have enough, social skills to complete the social links for everyone else. So, yeah. We're going to be going to the... We're going to check and see if anybody's there first. So, Rise's there, and we're going to be going to, the roof to go to the 3rd floor and get that series of questions, because that's where we're going to get the victory fan from. However, unfortunately, we will have to actually do a New Game Plus for Kawakami's mission. By the way, that would entail me having to catch a Guardian, so that way I can actually give it to the Ghost Lady and actually get the mineral shop ready so that I could go on ahead and buy the animal paws. And the last quest is right here, and I should have finished that off. And as you can see, I didn't really finish off all the quests. I'll end up having to do that again in New Game Plus. So, first question, wind. Second question, upper, middle, lower. That's the one that I screwed up on. Third question, this one's an easy one for me, because this has something to do with tarot cards, and I love fortune telling. I mean, it doesn't actually... I mean, let's just face it, I actually know all too much about it, and 7 is the answer you're looking for Chariot. Depending on the deck. And also, Mamaluke is the card base you're going to be using, because Mamaluke was the original playing cards. So now that we've got the victory fan, let's go on ahead and see how well that... Okay. It'll raise up the evasion, but its attack is, garbage. So on that... Well, it's not really garbage, it's just, like, 20 some odd points lower than what the silver tray is. So since I can't find Ai, and Ai won't be back for the next couple of days, she's only here like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. So it's time for us to go on ahead and hang out with Rise. That's the only downside with Ai. She's only there for 2 to 3 days at school. And now for Rise.
Was it okay to come out today? Did you have anything you needed to do? You remember when I told you before that I had a #1 fan? A girl who was being bullied and would send me letters? She sent me another letter. She says she's going to stop being my fan. She's made friends with someone, but her new friend is a fan of someone else. It seems she was told something like, "I'll quit being your friend if you stay a Rosette fan." She did say that she'll be cheering for me in her heart, but she won't be sending me any more letters. You mean you, Senpai? You really are kind. Relationships between people are difficult, aren't they, Senpai? There's something like a mutual respect between her and me. I don't even know what she looks like, but I know she has a pure heart. I also know that she's persistent. But when another person enters the picture, things suddenly get complicated. Throw in 4 or 5 people and it's pure chaos. There's no malice involved, and it's no one's fault. Yet we end up hurting each other, becoming lost. It makes me so tired sometimes. But that's why I want to keep trying my best. I mean, I am an idol after all. Thanks. An idol isn't some doll in a window being held up for public display. I think it means somebody who can endure things and stand their ground, no matter which way they're pushed. Even if that girl doesn't write me letters, I bet she'll still watch me if I'm on TV. I can be her strength, as well as many other people's strengths. Even though many things may not go my way and I may be troubled, swept off my feet and get lost, I won't lose. I have to protect the smiles of the people who are precious to me. That's the resolve I found after meeting all of you.
Well, with that said, Rise's already lewd persona, Kanzeon, will take another lewder approach. She is now Kozeon. How lewd! And on top of that, complete analysis has replaced full analysis. So now, instead of Rise randomly picking a weakness, you now will be able to know the enemy's weakness before you even fight them. And that is freaking awesome. However, it's still lewd.
Yeah, I can tell. I sense a power inside of me that I didn't have before. I've learned so many important things from the people I hold dear to me. Senpai, I feel like my heart is about to burst. I'm so excited about the future now. Hardship and sadness and everything, it can all be changed into the power to take a step forward. I'm still just getting started. You and everyone else, you're all gonna keep changing too, in your own ways. And when I smile on TV, I'm smiling for you. So you smile too, Senpai. You have me and everyone else, Senpai. When spring comes around and we have to say goodbye, it'll be sad, sure, but we'll be okay.
Well, Rise now has everything you need to actually complete the last 2 dungeons of the game. That's why I made it a point to focus solely on Kanji and Rise. While Kanji actually gets stronger, although he still has a weakness to wind, Rise, on the other hand, gives you complete analysis, so that way now you know what you're going up against in the remainder of the dungeons. I forgot to mention, complete analysis don't work on bosses. So that means I actually will have to make effort. On that note, it's Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, I promised to help Nanako with her homework, which I shouldn't have done. I would have gotten the remainder of the scooters done, and then afterwards, I would have gotten a complete boost on all of my stats. I only showed off helping out Nanako because of the fact that that would have gave you at least 4 or 5 points before you actually continued, provided you weren't at a certain point. So seeing as how Ai is not at school, we might as well just call her and Yumi's social link. Well, actually Yumi's already done in the playthrough early on anyway, so the only person I have to actually show off is Ai, and also Rise's Lover's Route and Naoto's Lover's Route. That's it. There's no reason for us to go to the Midnight Channel. There's no reason for us to continue. I wanted to go to the Midnight Channel to try to get the Fashionable Distance to get that last book, but I have more important and more pressing issues. And those more important and pressing issues will have to be the cafe. Oh wait, you can't rent DVD books or CDs for that place. Thought you could. Honest to God, I should have went to the movies with Teddy as well. That would have actually made things a lot better. So since we've got Trumpeter, and Trumpeter is able to give us a card, we're going to sit down and have tea with Trumpeter in my Sea of Oceans, being the lead persona, and Trumpeter will give me Debilitate. That's some really hard-ass coffee that it gives you a freaking persona, a skill card. Well, look on the bright side. At least you don't have to worry about having to obtain Debilitate, because all the skill cards you've actually obtained and give to the Velvet Room, they carry over, by the way, along with the compendium. So if you have millions of yen, you will be able to use that yen and actually buy all the cards you need to make some of the most deadly personas to ever exist. Hell, you can even actually make your base persona, Izanagi, actually worth a damn without having to use the Victory Cry glitch. I do believe somebody has Cool Breeze, and if I had the cafe early on in the game, because if I had Cool Breeze, no, actually cafe will be probably like between Kanji and Rise, I do believe. It doesn't matter what you pick, they're still gonna get more points towards it, but I do believe the second thing would actually be something that would give you +2 and +5, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because these two are already done. If you haven't already done them by now, that was your last chance. Because once you come home Sunday, you can't do anything else. And yeah, we're gonna go on ahead and put that orange scooter onto the shelf. By the way, you don't have to watch the Midnight Channel anymore. You don't even have the option to do so. Oh, Sonodoriware, you're gonna need that for later. Buy that instead of whatever they have available. Because yes, homunculus and chess keys are well and good. You're just gonna be in the Midnight Channel for the remainder of the game after we deal with the Hollow Forest, the Valentine's Day event, and also after we deal with what was it again? Oh yeah, and after we actually deal with the goodbyes and end up activating the dungeon itself. You'll be practically there for the rest of the game, and you'll be probably getting dungeon keys from actually beating enemies. So we'll be going outside until evening, and if there's nothing to do, I think there's only one thing to show off, and that is to hang out with your friends. And the only friend I can hang out with is the one that... Oh, I thought Teddy was going to be here. Now the 30th was the last day for Teddy. I wanted to try to at least make his Kentucky Dojis a lot stronger. His Kentucky Doji, sorry, a lot stronger. And actually put him to good use. But I don't think I'll be able to do that. So on that note, I guess we'll check around to see whatever we can do. I's not available on Sunday, so we'll just go on ahead and get the unfinished model. But once we go into the Midnight Channel for the last time, we're selling every single item I have. Every single one. So let's see, I need to try to fuse every last one of them. I could just go and get Repel Dark. Let's see, Absorb Ice. I gotta remember to do that in the New Game Plus. Because this is the new game, not the new... This is a new game, not a New Game Plus. I was checking to see if anybody has any cards that I could just drink coffee with and gain gain some skill cards with. Because you see, once I give them to Marie, they're gonna be costing a lot of money. And unfortunately, there are no ways to discount that. But there's ways to discount Persona. I just gotta fill up the compendium to about 60 or 75%. However, you're not gonna be able to use the mailbox anytime soon. This is the last chance for the mailbox. If you aren't able to use any more prize stickers, that's it. The mailbox will be done and gone, and you're not gonna be able to do anything. So, with that said, there's nothing else left for us to do. Let's talk to Naoto, because if I try to attempt to go fishing, it's not going to work. There's not going to be any guardians. All the guardians were at the end of January, beginning of February. Well, actually, near the end of January. And I tried to catch one, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So let's hang out with Naoto, and no, she's not going to be in the same hot springs as you. I mean, that would actually be a thing, but you know what? This game's already M-rated as it is. So, we're practically going to be talking to her, but in order for her to get a new skill from her, you talk about the future. Talking about your memories will actually increase her stats. And on that note, we're gonna have to switch Vorpal Blade with Bufudyne. It's okay, I know what I'm doing. And why Bufudyne? Real simple. Look at Naoto's magic. Take a wild look at it. 74 magic. between the 3 nines that I already have and McGee DeLoan, that's gonna be powerful.
Welcome back.
Well, I'm here. Honest to God, I should have studied. I really should have. Because again, this game may shaft me out of a reward. Let's see. Is there anyone I can hang out with? Or I could probably get a model from the hobby shop since it's at night. Ooh, she's here. And I have a huge fish for her, so I can actually, Oh, wait, I can't actually get that. I have to wait another day until she shows up and give her a huge fish. Damn it. Where's the shop? Where's the shop? I'll just be grabbing a hobby and just work on the model scooter. And that's basically going to be the gold scooter. And I'll be worrying about that next playthrough. So on that note, we'll just go to Aya since we've already came here to Aya. And this is the only time you can actually raise understanding. Even though my understanding's already at max. Everything's at max, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to complete all of my social links. However, coming here at night only targets one stat. And it will basically double if you actually read Food Fight. So on that note, we're done here, and in the next episode of Persona 4, it's going to be one of the longest episodes because it's going to be a gigantic cutscene, as you probably saw in the Raw. It's going to be a very long, well, you will see in the Raw. It's going to be a long episode because not only is it going to be the exams, we're opening up that godforsaken dungeon in the next episode. This is RVMan985. See you guys next time. I told you Hollow Forest will be this week. Peace out, and God help my soul.